Hey everyone, this is Hank, our new employee. He already knows our business pretty well and he's great at predicting the future, so let's put him to work.
Hey Hank, can you help write our capacity forecast?
What are our stock levels like?
Hey new guy, summarize the key themes from these customer complaints.
Where are we leaking revenue from?
Is it true that you constantly keep learning more about everything?
Write me this sales report. I need it on my desk by the end of the day.
Why are our utilisation numbers so bad? What are next week's Powerball numbers?
This is how most of us introduce artificial intelligence into our organizations. We start with huge excitement. Everybody wants to get involved. Not everybody has realistic expectations. But once the project is finished, we high-five each other and then we're out of there. I know this because I've been part of this. Good evening. My name is Eduard. I'm the Director of I'm the Director of Technology at Jade. And over the next 15 minutes, I will share with you our single biggest insight that took the impact of AI for us and our clients to the next level. And it all started when my mom, of all people, asked me about, hey, you do a lot about this AI thing, but what exactly is it? So I started without thinking. Well, it's about pattern detection in a vast data set and applying statistical algorithms, yada, yada, yada. And about 15 seconds in, I noticed that she had this completely blank look in her face. Clearly lost her, so I started again and I said, Mom, think of it like my two 6-year-olds. They're certainly getting quite capable, but I do have to explain most things to them up front and in detail. Then they go away and practice a lot. And they need constant feedback. And that's when the penny dropped. We're going about this all wrong. We are not treating artificial intelligence as, well, an intelligence. It's just another IT system to us. So I started contemplating and I thought, what if we stop thinking of AI as a technology? What if we stop thinking in projects and solutions? What if instead we're thinking of it all as a digital employee that, just like a human employee, gets some theoretical training to learn how to do a job, that then gets onboarded into an organization to understand the environment it's operating in, that then needs ongoing training and support from the team around it to learn how to apply their theoretical knowledge to everyday situations. Let me show you what that looks like and use ACE as an example. ACE is one of our very first digital employees. Everybody's talking about digital employees. Let me explain what it is for us. It's designed from the ground up to be a useful and intelligent member of a team. ACE went through the equivalent of primary school and high school, and now is a great communicator. ACE can read text and handwritten notes, and is at least vaguely aware of its surroundings, recognizing people and objects. And on top of that, ACE has developed quite an analytical mind, capable of drawing conclusions from past experience. In short, ACE is now ready to enter the workforce. And so when late last year, a large insurance organization approached us about a personal assistant for their advisors, we introduced them to ACE. And I think it's fair to say that ACE nailed its interviews. So we invested in some job-related training, which in this case just means teaching ACE some insurance lingo, and then brought it in for its first day at work. We introduced ACE to all the relevant people in the organization, particularly its new manager, the person responsible for looking after ACE and making decisions about its personal development. ACE was shown how to log into calendars and the CRM system, where to find information about products and policies, and how to operate the coffee machine. Okay, so maybe we're still working on the coffee machine, but the point is, ACE was introduced like every other employee to the organization. And just like its human counterparts, ACE gets a monthly salary payment for doing its job. Just like its human counterparts, ACE gets more experienced over time and therefore more capable and independent. Just like its human counterparts, Ace communicates with the rest of the team via voice, Slack, email. But unlike its human counterparts, Ace doesn't go home at 5:30 at night, and it never takes a day off. And if Ace was a superhero, multitasking would be one of its special superpowers. At this point, I'm starting to feel a little bit awkward talking about Ace in the third person when it's right here with me. This is always the fun part. So I'm going to use Google Assistant here to talk to Ace today. For no particular reason other than there's a lot of high-tech equipment that I'm very scared of. So anything that I can't operate from my phone, that's just way too scary for me. Okay. Hey Ace, I'm here at the AI Day. Can you introduce yourself to the audience, please?
Yeah, sure. Nice to meet you. I'm Ace, Eduard's personal assistant. I mostly work behind the scenes helping him with anything related to insurance quotes. You won't see much of me, but occasionally I will reach out to arrange a time for a meeting or a phone call.
Okay, so far so good. Now, this is the part where I need your help. I will now pretend to be an insurance advisor, and together we're going to create a fictional character who needs life insurance. Ready? Good. What are we going to call this client that needs life insurance? Needs a name. Give me a name. James. Sorry, I need to write this down because unlike Ace, my memory is pretty crap. How old is James? 40. That hits home quite hard. Okay. What does James do? What's his occupation?
Chainsaw juggler.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Say this again, please.
Chainsaw juggler.
A chainsaw juggler. A chainsaw juggler. That's going to be interesting. Commercially very valuable, right? Those insurance premiums will go through the room. Chainsaw juggler. Fine. You're going to give me your name. I'm going to have a word. Relationship status. Is he married, single, complicated? Sorry? Single. Polyamorous. I'm going to go with single, okay? I already accepted the chainsaws. Single. All right. Do they rent or own a home? Yes, we're in Auckland. Nobody can afford housing. Rent. And on a related note, what's his salary? Nice. Why is he renting? All right. And what's the other thing? Oh, smoker. Is he a smoker? No, that's why he earns 400,000. All right. I think I have everything. I guess we'll find out. This is again going to be really interesting. So, hey Ace, can you help me with an insurance quote?
I'm sorry, but it's well past 5:30 p.m. Can we do it tomorrow? Just kidding. What's your client's name?
James. His name is James.
What can you tell me about James? Age, relationship status, occupation, and so forth.
All right, hold on tight. He's 40 years old. He's a chainsaw juggler, single, rents his home, and is not a smoker, doesn't smoke. Did I miss anything?
Got it. However, I still need to know salary, and if James has children.
Hold on tight. He's on $400,000, and he probably has 2 children. Don't we all?
Great, just confirming. I have James as a 40-year-old chainsaw juggler. He is single and has 2 children. He rents his home and is a non-smoker. His annual salary before tax is $400,000. Is this correct?
Yeah!
Based on a few assumptions, I've estimated that James might need the following. $254,000 of death cover, $100,500 of total and permanent disability cover, $7,083 per month income protection. Would you like to see the assumptions I made?
Yes, it would be helpful, thank you.
I assumed James lives in Auckland. I figured assets worth around $60,000 and other debt of $10,000. The monthly expenses I therefore estimated at around $2,500. Would you like to update some of my assumptions?
Hang on, what do you mean with other debt?
Other debt usually covers any personal finance or outstanding student loans. Would you like to update some of my assumptions?
Yes, we're in Auckland. The monthly expenses are probably closer to $3,000.
Okay, I've updated James's expenses to total $3,000. Would you like me to update any other assumptions?
No, I'm not going to push my luck, thank you.
The most affordable option for James is AI a priority protection at $44.54 a month. This option doesn't include the grief counseling benefit. Another option James might want to consider is One Path, One Care. Unlike AI a priority protection, it includes the grief counseling benefit, but doesn't include the child cover for $10.62
Believe it or not, this is really
extra a
sexy
month.
when you work in insurance.
The option that provides the most features is Tall Accelerated Protection. It includes all life cover benefits features for $5.96 extra a month. Shall I compose an email for you?
That would be so awesome.
Okay, all done. You have a draft ready to be sent to James in your inbox.
Thanks, Ace. You truly aced that. Now, let me sum up what just happened here.
Eduard, please not another cheesy dad joke.
Let me sum up what just happened here. The occasional attitude problems aside, we had what I would describe as a pretty smooth conversation with Ace. This is a direct result of us throwing the existing rulebook about chatbots out the window. Instead of limiting a person's response to one piece of information at a time or even offer predefined responses, we asked open-ended questions. Instead of asking for everything, we made some assumptions that can be changed to keep the conversation short and sweet. We allowed clarification questions throughout. The conversations with our human colleagues don't always follow a linear path. So why should they with our digital employees? We also didn't just return naked data. We summarized a complex comparison table into specific recommendations. Oh, and by the way, we also used multiple channels of communication. We just had a chat via voice, obviously, with Ace, but then he followed up, it, he, she, it, non-binary. It followed up with an email with very comprehensive details. And lastly, we didn't just use NLP, which is essentially the ability to understand human language. We combined it with a whole raft of other AI techniques like NLG, which is the ability to articulate complex responses, and elements from, computer vision and machine learning. We did all of this because we shifted our mindset away from yet another technology project and worked towards bringing a digital employee to life. Now, for some of you, this will make sense. Others will look at this as a cute analogy or even a marketing ploy. But for me, it's so much more than that. It has completely transformed how we work with AI at Jade. For instance, on a practical level, we removed all upfront cost. We no longer run projects. Instead, we negotiate a monthly run rate, a salary, if you will, something much closer to a subscription in a cloud or SaaS model, more so than in a traditional IT project. And more profoundly, with our focus less on artificial and more on technology, we started to be emotionally engaged with our digital employees. As crazy as it sounds, I keep thinking about their personal development all the time. But just like with my children, it's much more about the little things, and it's quite situational. And look, in my line of work, I often get asked by people about the impact of AI on our society, our lives, and sometimes even if AI will eventually wipe out the human race. But with this newfound insight, my stance is now pretty pragmatic. You see, AI is mankind's ultimate nurture versus nature. We are the creators of AI, and so by definition, it is 100% nurture. And so it really just comes down to, do you believe if humanity is predominantly good or bad? And if we learned anything from the past 2 weeks in New Zealand, then it is that we are predominantly good, that we are compassionate, that we do care. And if this is the environment that AI grows up in, if this is the environment, if this is the behavior that we keep modeling, then I think we'll be all right. And I think AI will eventually make the world a better place. And with that thought, I'll leave you. If you do want to get up close and personal with one of those digital employees, Jade has a stand right next to the registration. And if you want to create your own, or I should say design your own, come and join us. There's a workshop next week as part of the AI Day where you're welcome to join and give it a test run. Thank you so much for your attention. Have a great evening.